our country is going to go to shit if we do not put someone back in as president like Trump.
I will mention the creator here. Go watch her video about the border and how she thinks that if Trump becomes a president, we might have a better, more secure country. I can appreciate what you're trying to do because I watched your whole video. And, you encourage people to do their research. You encourage people to be more united and stop being so divided. So I can respect who you are as a person, but I would like to offer you a perspective on the reality that is American politics and the border when it comes to actual politics. Because I know you mentioned at the beginning of your video that you don't always pay or that you don't really like getting into politics. I do, but I do it based on legislation, policy, and action of these politicians. I don't listen to the things that they are saying because of the fact that my water is poisonous for my health. Tampons are poisonous for my health. Our air quality and all of the products around us are poisonous for my health in a system that profits off of you and me being sick. The fact that you have to buy a gun to feel protected is incredibly sad in 2024 in this country. So I'm paying attention to what they are doing, what they are implementing. And I would like to offer you a perspective on the border that I really think that you should hear. First, I need to explain how a bill becomes law, and I'm not going through this entire chart. It's going to be really easy. Bill is introduced, it's sent to the committee. The committee decides if it goes to the Congress. The Congress is the Senate and the House of Representatives. Both of these are comprised of Republican senators, Democratic senators. Republican House of Representatives, Democratic House of Representatives. Our Congress is completely divided. They cannot agree on anything. It's like the most ineffective Congress in like the history of America. But if somehow they agree on a bill and they both approve it, it will be sent to the President of the United States of America and it will become law if he approves it. And it will be vetoed if he declines it, in which case it will go through its own process. Now, the Border Act was a bipartisan bill written by both Republican and Democratic senators. It was a bipartisan bill that was introduced, and it did not even make it to this space to be debated, to even be amended. Why? So here's the failure of the bill. Now, that is because Republicans, 44 of them voted no, and Democrats, 41 of them voted yes. So this literally did not even come to a debate to even amend what was in this. Now, a lot of people might be like, well, what else was in the bill? What else was in the bill? I get that a lot because the bills from the Republicans and the things that they do are so piss poor that people are like, well, something else had to have been in the bill. Well, let's go through some of the things in the bill really quickly. Now, pause to read these if you would like, but this is an increase in the number of deportation officers, an increase in the number of border protection officers, and an increase in the number of U.S. citizenship and immigration service asylum officers. Funds allocated solely for steel pedestrian barriers or walls that are 18 to 30 feet high and have anti-dig and anti-climb features. Required report being sent to the commissioner quarterly to show the performance of the new inspection technology and make sure that it's working. The report requires a percentage of passenger and cargo vehicles inspected and the percentage of seizures of narcotics, ammunitions, weapons, and other illicit items. To maintain money that is already allocated to help with human trafficking, maintain the money that is allocated for fentanyl to test for it and figure out where it came from. Here's the entire bill if you would like to go and read it. But I would ask you, do you agree with the things in this bill so far? Do you think that this would be a start to helping and strengthening our border security? Because I want to show you why I got passed down.
You mentioned the word frustration. Are you frustrated at all that Trump killed the first bill, the one that you negotiated?
Yeah, I'm frustrated with the whole process on that, to say the least. Obviously, President Trump came out and said, hey, this is not good politics. Wait till the presidential election to be able to resolve this. There were folks that came out and gave all kinds of false information about the bill. There was the famous, it lets 5,000 people in every single day, which is completely 100% false. But there was all that kind of rumor that was out there. It takes away executive authority. It makes things worse. We heard it all. But when you actually go through the bill, it actually increases the number of agents, doubles the deportation flights, increases the number of screenings that are actually done, speeds up the screenings, takes away a lot of the appeals process to get to a faster decision, changes the way the asylum is done. It makes a very significant difference. Did it get everything we wanted in it? No, but it got a lot of things done in it, and that's where I'd love to see this or something like it pass. But to do that, you've got to have a real effort to be able to get it done, and that's not what we're seeing this week. We're just seeing a messaging vote.
So he was just excited about the bill that he helped craft, but he voted no on it. I thought Republicans were the one who wanted border security. He voted no because Donald Trump told him not to give Biden a win on the border. It's a political game, but let's make sure that that's true. Let's listen to some other Republican politicians first.
Doesn't want us to solve the border problem because he wants to blame Biden for it is really appalling. So I think the border is a very important issue for Donald Trump, and the fact that he would communicate to Republican senators and Congress people that he doesn't want us to solve the border problem because he wants to blame Biden for it is really appalling. But the reality is that we have a crisis at the border. The American people are suffering as a result of what's happening at the border, and someone running for president ought to try and get the problem solved, as opposed to saying, "Hey, save that problem. Don't solve it. Let me take credit for solving it later."
Even with feeling the way that he does, he voted no because Trump has the power. If Trump tells you to vote no, you vote no.
The former president had sort of mixed views on it. We all felt that the border was a complete disaster, myself included. And Chad, you remember covering the phases we went through. First, there was an effort to make law, which requires you to deal with Democrats. And then a number of our members thought it wasn't good enough. And then our nominee for president didn't seem to want us to do anything at all. That took months to work.
My hope was that we'd get over to the House, we could negotiate a stronger border security package. That did not happen. And I regret that. So everybody who comes on this floor and says our border's broken, we should do something about it, you're absolutely right. And unfortunately, we didn't get there. President Trump opposed a Senate bill. We couldn't find a better way forward that would get 60 votes. I hate that, but now we have to deal with what's left for us and to take care of in the world.
Another one.
The numbers tell the tale. You have utterly failed to secure the southern border. Senator.
Well, not only have they failed, Harris, this is their plan. They want the border open. Joe Biden now all of a sudden acts like he's just discovered there's a border problem. He created it. He wants this border open because this is his agenda to totally crash our immigration system.
You guessed it. But Democrats want the open border. Yeah.
Let's be clear. This is the policy of Joe Biden. This is the policy of Kamala Harris. This is the policy of virtually every Democrat in the Senate, virtually every Democrat in the House. They support open.
And who talks about the open border more than anybody else?
I will end the illegal immigration crisis by closing our border and finishing the wall, most of which I've already built. Yesterday it was reported that more than 1,000 members of the savage Venezuelan gang Trendy Arguay are plotting to conduct ambush attacks on police and law enforcement in the United States. All the while Harris and Biden sit in the White House and try and figure out who's dumber. Illegal immigrant invasion, the worst that's ever been seen anywhere in the world. There's never been an invasion.
So do you think it's more possible that Donald Trump is the hero that's going to come in and save us all and make sure that you feel protected in your home? Or is it possible that he lives in the space of the political game? It is a game to make sure that they get elected by any means necessary and to make the Democrats look bad and to not give them a border win because of the fact that his entire support, the Republicans in the House of Representatives and the Senate, are saying it. They are saying it out loud that Donald Trump has told them not to give Biden a win on the border. So you have to go purchase a gun. I have to go purchase a gun because Donald Trump is playing political games. That is the man that people want to lead our country. And these are the people that he surrounds himself with. They are criminals. They are on a power trip. They are filled with ego. They are obsessed with control. And they love to lie and manipulate to get put into that place of power. This country is going to be in a very bad place if Donald Trump gets elected. Venezuela, and the reason that people are leaving is because of a dictatorship. Allow me to show you a video of 3 women who found out that the dictator is going to stay in power. This is going to be the emotion that everybody feels if Donald Trump gets elected because we pay attention closely to politics. Really quickly, because you mentioned abortion a few times in your video, I want to talk about the rise in infant deaths. Dozen women have filed lawsuits to say that they have had to watch their babies slowly die because they are unable to get abortions due to the fetal anomalies. They recount how she had to watch her baby gasp for air for hours before ultimately dying. This is the result of extreme Republican legislation.